I was horrified to find myself trapped on a bare cliff face. The top of the cliff was still more than 10 meters above me, and below was a bottomless abyss shrouded in swirling clouds at least 1,000 meters down. My parachute was snagged on a dead, brittle tree whose trunk was so thin it looked ready to snap at any moment. I didn't dare hesitate any longer, pushed the blade through the toe of one shoe to improvise a climbing spike, then drew 2 more daggers from inside my jacket. With a powerful kick, I lunged at the cliff and drove the blades into the rock, clawing and kicking my way upward. Every move felt like a fight for my life. Then, barely 3 or 4 meters up, one of the daggers snapped with a sharp crack. My foot slipped, and I slid all the way back to where I'd started. Worse still, the dead tree above me began to break apart, ready to come crashing down with the parachute attached. In that instant between life and death, I kicked off the cliff, slashing wildly at the parachute cords. At the very last second before the tree fell, I severed the final line and narrowly escaped being crushed. But the danger wasn't over. Without the parachute securing me, I could only cling to the cliff. I looked up. A mountain goat was bracing itself between cracks in the rock, climbing the cliff with ease. Hope flickered to life inside me again. Gritting my teeth, I let go with one hand and lunged for a narrow crevice. Luckily, the gap wasn't too wide, my body wedged in perfectly. After steadying myself, I began inching upward bit by bit. The surrounding goats seemed moved by my struggle. They stopped and watched me climb. At last, I hauled myself onto a tiny ledge. I looked up, only 2 or 3 meters left to the top, but the final stretch was smooth as glass, offering no handholds at all. And then the ledge beneath me started to crumble. Acting on instinct, I planted a foot on the back of a goat. Unbelievably, I made it. My whole body shook with adrenaline. I couldn't believe I was still alive. But before I could catch my breath, a ram blocked my way. Without a sound, it charged, nearly knocking me right back off the cliff. Shocked and furious, I couldn't understand why it was stopping me. When it lunged a second time, I grabbed its horns with all my strength, even ready to drag it over the edge with me. But instead of shaking me off, the ram pulled backward, heaving me up onto the cliff top. I collapsed on the grass, heart still hammering, staring at the ram in disbelief. The one who had saved my life was it.